So, ladies and gentlemen, fanboys and fanboys, nerds, weebs, and otaku, welcome back and welcome home.
Hello there, Applebites. This is your Applebite, Writ and Writ Ralph, talking to you straight from our show here, the Writ and Writ show, where you and you get creative, have fun, and geek out. And folks, it is time to have some fun and hang out with these beautiful people who have all beautiful things to tell you about. How are you guys doing?
Awesome.
Pretty good now. Pretty good. Can't complain.
Andrew's doing the wave there. I saw. That's pretty cool.
That was fun.
I was doing my air guitar in a break, but that's okay. I'll do this.
We're getting ready for Bronx Anime Convention this weekend, or Bronx Anime, or BX Anime. Of course, our friend Anil is going to be tabling at the convention. So, you know what? Let's start with you. Tell them what you're doing, and tell them why they should go see you at Bronx Anime.
Thanks for having me, Ralph. Happy to be here again a week later. We were here last week as well, and we had a really good time. My name is Anil, and I'm the writer of Nandi and the Castle in the Sea. It is a fantasy and steampunk mashup story. It's a 368-page full-color graphic novel. And this has been 5 years in the making for me. I hired a professional artist named Cheryl Chang. She's a really good artist, as you can see from this beautiful cover we came up with. And yeah, I'll be pushing my book at Bronx Anime, and yeah, our table we're gonna have stickers, we're gonna have prints and pins and all that fun stuff. But the main draw of it is the book. My goal is to get this in as many hands as possible and kind of bring my story to the world.
You did a great job picking your artists, man, because this stuff is beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I interviewed a lot of them, and people really are just super talented. But I had a very specific image in my head when I was looking for someone, and this was exactly what I wanted. Like, it's pretty rare you can get exactly what's in your head on paper. So I'm really happy with the outcome.
I'm happy you said that, because I know a lot of people they think that it's as easy as picking whatever artist, oh, somebody can draw it, that's it, I got this. But like you said, it's important to like go through the people and see if they fit what your image in your head is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was really obviously, like, the characters are a big draw of it, and the creatures and things like that, but also in my head, my island that I created, the location is essentially the main character, actually, in my mind. So it had to be someone with a lot of attention to detail for backgrounds, as well as you can see, like in this picture here, like she's just really good with the world building aspects, and that's a huge deal for me. So
Yeah.
Just beautiful, man. Woof.
yeah, you can see the steampunk aspects here. There's kind of a contrast in the story between the nature and the steampunk. It kind of represents the good guys, bad guys, but it's not as straightforward as that. Obviously, things could tend to be a little bit more complicated. But essentially, the story is about the insistence of mankind on manipulating nature and how sometimes that can backfire in very interesting ways.
It's a lesson we should learn.
This is a water horse. We have a lot of original creatures in the story. I believe like 10 to 15 creatures that we just kind of came up with. I was actually in touch with a fantasy designer named Maury Weiss, who we got together and just designed like 10 plus original creatures just for this story, and he did a really great job as well. This is just kind of the concept art we had, and I was really happy with.
That's cool.
I have to say, Neil, as good as these images look on screen, they don't match to what the quality of the book really is. It's
I love the print. I think.
The print is so beautiful. It really is. I have to say, you did a fantastic job. It's just
Thank
great.
you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. More than welcome. Can't say enough about this book. I love it.
Thank you.
I swear I want stats on those Easter eggs. I'm expecting to see like a small stat thing that says this creature has crit rating. You know, it's difficulty level.
Man,
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
gorgeous, dude.
Yeah, here we have like the Woodfolk village. So you have on the island itself, there's
Oh, gotta freeze up.
Oh, he froze. I was like, what happened?
did I freeze? Did I disappear for a
He's
second?
making a good point, though.
Neil's back. Go ahead, Neil.
Yeah, so you have the Woodfolk in this image. They are the one half of the native peoples of this island. The other half is the Sea Folk, and they're both indigenous peoples to the island, but they are separate and they just coexist together. So the story is essentially these people on their island, when there's a threat to the island, they receive a blessing from their guardian spirit, who's that big dragon you've seen, and they receive it in the form of two gems. There's a red and a blue one. And so when you have the red gem, you get the power of fire and near immortality, and your job is to protect the island. But that gem also unleashes this darkness in your heart that makes you want to keep that power for yourself. And so the blue gem bearer, we said near immortality because they are the only person who can actually kill this red gem bearer. And their job is to make sure after the island is safe, you got to get those gems back, put them where they belong, restore that balance. But in the present day, the person who runs this island, his name is Verdun, he has had the red gem in hand for 30 years, and no one knows where the blue gem is that entire time.
Oh, wow.
So that's the world our boy Nandi here is born into, and he kind of wants to just hang out on the beach with his friends all day, but it doesn't quite go that way for him.
Yeah, that's pretty evident. I got that pretty cool.
Oh man, how's it like? I know you've gotten a chance to do a couple of conventions already.
Mm-hmm.
How's the reaction been by the people?
Oh, it's been awesome. People they're I don't know if they're just being nice to me or not, but super complimentary. And the artwork, I think it's been not hit and miss. I think everyone likes it, but it's very much a anime forward style.
Mm-hmm.
So when I do traditional cons, it tends to be a little bit of a mixed bag in terms of what people are looking for. If you're more into your traditional Marvel DC stuff, then this style might be a little bit out of your comfort zone. But people who love anime and manga, they're like the exact opposite. They're just like, wow, like this is everything I've ever wanted in an English book. It's not Japanese, but the art style can very much lean that way. Whereas the story itself is a little bit more traditional fantasy style. You have like the mushroom wizards here. These are our keepers. And so I invented these wizards actually just because I had the image of them before I even came up with what they could do, just because I had to like have them in my story. And then I added the background of them being these keepers. So in order, you have the timekeeper, the secret keeper, the safe keeper, and the promise keeper, and they have powers related to those names. So the timekeeper, for example, can show you your future, but you have to pay for it with your lifespan. And so, and I made up a fifth keeper just for cons. I have my own cosplay and everything. You've probably seen it on Instagram and stuff.
That's cool.
I've been wearing that to cons, so I am the bookkeeper, is what I'm calling it. Yeah, I think probably the most recent post, like something like that. You can see the hat has like mushrooms attached to it and things like that. I made this window also just for the cons. You'll see this this coming weekend as well. We kind of add to this window every time, just a little detail here and there to make it pop more, and it's been really fun. Everyone thinks it's a hobbit hole. It is not.
I love it. I love it. Like,
Dude,
you're,
that's amazing.
now, I really love the fact that, like, if you are cosplaying as a character or as a side character outside the book, kind of meta, that you are the chronicler and the keeper of the tomes of the stories of Nandi. Like, I really enjoyed that. I'm sorry, I just made an intro there.
Absolutely.
But it's amazing.
Yeah, you're totally right. That was the idea behind it was just like the four keepers anyway, their names are very generic words that are not actually what they do, right? Like the timekeeper is not like holding a stopwatch, and the promise keeper is not actually keeping their own promises. They're forcing you to keep your promises, for example. So this bookkeeper character is not just tallying money. It's like a little bit more magic to it, I hope.
That's cool.
Although I guess I'm actually bookkeeping as well.
I love that thing. That caught my attention when I saw you at the cradle. And I was like, I gotta go talk to this guy.
Yeah, as soon as you came over, I was really happy to meet you and do that quick interview we did. That was the first time anyone's come up to me like that at a con, and ever since then.
I'm surprised it wasn't more often, because just that thing alone, it really attracts attention.
Yeah, it's been a huge boon for the presence at cons. I did a couple without it, and I felt like a huge difference in terms of like just that initial pull to get people in, and then hopefully from there the book itself and the artwork can complete the interaction and people want to read it.
Well, that's the big challenge, especially for indie publishers, artists, writers. It's like distracting people from the big two guys, right? Marvel and DC, because that's what people are mostly looking for when they go to cons, and they kind of focus on that. That's my biggest challenge that I see all the time. People just kind of glaze over until I get in their face and start screaming about my product.
Look at my stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you have to walk that fine line between, like making people feel like you're a panhandler on a train or something, and actually like, there's definitely
it's kind of backwards though for me and Neil, because I give stuff away, so I'm not asking for a lot.
I gotta say, he does give a lot away.
I gotta find you at the next con.
Dude, what I love about it is that you're not really blocking. Like, okay, because like I said before, I did conventions, and I also worked in conventions for since '95.
Wow.
And the least amount of times that I've actually put money on tables when people have their table covering their face. But what you did is you brought a little bit of cool guerrilla marketing into your stand, which you actually are now. And when people walk into your table, you're invested into the story because you are now part of the story. It really, I mean, it's brilliant.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I found that I was doing it originally without the costume, just like this window, and I realized I'm in my fitted hat and my t-shirts, and it was kind of people were coming in, and then you could see oh wait, this is not exactly what I thought it was, and then I decided to all in with the whole spiel here, and it's made a big difference. Yeah.
I gotta say, especially hanging out with Paul, the costumes really work. They help people because you already have this thing. All of a sudden, you're in costume too.
Yeah, I've seen some of Paul's cosplays as well, and they're awesome. So.
Yeah. Oh man, folks, he's gonna be at Bronx Anime, and of course, that's this weekend, this Saturday. It is a fantastic little convention in the Bronx. It's underneath a church, so you guys should go check it out. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, if you're kind of nostalgic about going to churches for cons.
Oh, dude, yeah, we were just talking about that on Monday.
Yeah. Oh man, I miss it.
It'll be my first church con, but it sounds super cool to.
Oh man, all the old school cons used to be at churches and stuff like that.
Yeah, it seems like it's coming around, right? Because all the big guys are charging a lot of money now to get in, and now the smaller cons are coming up, Bix and Anitomo. Those are all.
They're trying to find interesting places. Right?
Yeah. I remember my first convention was the one in. First convention I ever worked for, even it's the one on 60th Street, the original one.
Yeah, as the one that used to be New York Comic Con.
The one that used to be New York Comic Con. That was my first gig. And I was like a 15-year-old, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to church, and then all of a sudden you're looking at like the greats chilling out at a church basement, like the greats.
That sounds
You know, like the who's who of New York comics were like in this church just chilling out. And we're like, and you're like, and I'm like, this is like 90, like 95, 96. And like, and I'm like, holy crap, that's, and, you know, but yeah, the big conventions are just like they're a monster themselves. Like I just can't do them anymore. Very exhausting. But, I can't wait to go to Bronx, and I'm going to say hello to. I'm going to grab that book. I want that book.
Yeah, I'm very happy to have you visit me, and you know, it's my first con in New York City actually, and I'm from Brooklyn, so
Hey,
like first time I'm
What's
gonna
up?
have like home field advantage kind of at a con, which is it's really exciting for me because this is my I think 10th or 11th con I'll be doing this year, and they've all been like I'll post on Instagram. I'll be like, hey, if you're in the area, stop by. But I'm in like Buffalo, and like I don't know anybody, so you know the chances of that actually mattering on my Instagram posts are very low. But then you know now like it's in the Bronx, and I got so many homies back here that it's gonna be a really good time, and I'm really excited for it.
That's awesome.
So when I come and see you then, Anil, and you blow me off, it's because you're getting so many
Never that,
Right?
never.
he done changed. That's
There goes the church, and underneath the church, and
That's
and,
so cool,
mentioned before. Oh yeah, look, man, look at it, beautiful, beautiful.
yeah. Last year was great, man. Last year was amazing.
It looks like it'll have a bit of an intimate vibe as well, which I
Oh,
do
it does.
prefer.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I wish I would have known about it to even like throw my hat in the ring. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's one of the fewer cons that I've been to that got like really better quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this thing's been going up for the past couple of years.
Yeah.
I went to the
That's
first one,
amazing.
and it was amazing, and the second one was good. I wasn't able to go last year, but it just keeps improving.
Hey, what was the guy's name from Lone Wolf? Lone Wolf Comics.
That's it. Lone Wolf Comics.
Yeah, Lone Wolf Comics. And it was just like a really small thing. It was somewhere in Grand Concourse, and man, like it's probably also the best con to go get some food because it's in the Bronx.
Hell yeah.
And it's right there off the train, so easy
Yep.
to get to.
Mhm.
Yep. It's gonna be a lot of fun, folks.
Gonna be
And
a blast. Yeah.
you can go meet Anil in person. Yeah, in
Yeah,
person.
if you're just walking and you see the big wooden window, that's me. So I don't think you can.
I think it's gonna help you at the church because it's gonna stand out even more. Oh man. And we got a couple of other friends who are gonna be there, like Keith Williams, Alexandra Bowman, Will Torres, Foo
What a
Stamps.
lineup. That's
Yeah, I tabled to Will. Will's a really cool dude, and
hell yeah.
Keith is my hero. Just like-
Keith is the legend, the legendary Keith Williams.
I can already tell this is gonna be one of those cons where all the money I make is just gonna get spent at other tables.
Oh, definitely. Oh yeah, this kind of is just like that. You're going to be there going, okay, cool. I made some. Oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? Be like, ooh, a piece of candy.
like,
Ooh,
no.
Yeah, folks, you can tell we love this convention. It's a blast. The professor is going to be there, hanging out, checking out all the beautiful stuff, going, hey, check out Time Enforcers.
Hopefully in one piece. So with this humidity, man, I just go to pieces big time.
Oh, especially with the heat the way it's been lately.
Oh, forget it. Yeah, hair just keeps coming off, and it's not my real hair. But anyway,
The only good thing.
my wife got confused at one point. She thought it was a dead rat in the middle of the floor. It was one of my eyebrows.
No.
She said, "What is this thing?" I saw it was my costume.
The only good thing is that I hear the temperature is supposed to go down this weekend.
Yeah,
Thank
right.
goodness.
Yeah, it's gonna be a balmy 85 degrees now.
You'll only sweat through one layer. It's fine.
Exactly.
Well, I go through my pockets to make sure I don't put anything in the wash, right? So I got my bundle of lab coat and I've got my shirt, okay? I thought I checked everything, put it in the wash. I
Uh-oh.
looked down in the wash machine. I had my pocket protector with all my pens in my lab coat. I said, oh, look at this. It's tie-dye now.
No.
Oh, that's horrible. You're
So
lucky
it's
the
like
ink
trash. I ordered a
didn't
new
run.
lab coat tonight.
Yeah, you're lucky the ink didn't run. Then you would have had a black coat
Oh yeah.
or a
I
brown
probably
coat
should keep it because it's kind of psychedelic, but I threw it away.
or psychedelic
Hey, yeah.
coat.
The tie-dye
Yep. Tie-dye lab coat, man. Rock.
I told Raphael I got to make a character in the game that's like a Jimmy Buffett. That way I can go to these cons in like shorts and a t-shirt, like
Nice
a
Hawaiian shirt, yeah.
flip flops. That'd be great. That's perfect.
Dude, man, you got your own thing. You just create your own character, man.
That's what I'm gonna do. You can start calling me Jimmy then.
Oh man, that's what I like about your game. Your game, it's history, so you can do anything.
Yeah.
You have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I'm trying. If I can get past the coding aspect, it'd be great.
You might have to wait for a winter con before you can go all full samurai gear without melting.
Oh yeah, I thought about that. I actually went and bought like the EV foam because I thought about making a Kaizen outfit. I thought it'd be really cool. Doesn't look that hard. It's just time, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I just don't have time enough for other things, so that's right.
And of course, there's an after party.
Oh.
Yeah, right. I'll probably be passed out.
I'm going to be gone way before that. I remember when I used to do everything. I'd be like, "Oh, cool! The con, the after party." Then get up the next day and do it all over again.
If I'm up for it, I think it'd be kind of cool to do karaoke as a professor. And you get good as your character too. It'd be great.
I'd show up for that. That'd be amazing.
What's amazing if I could just do a whole day of a con and then after working it, you would like to go to a party? Sure. And I'm sleeping in a chair in the back.
I've done that before. I've gone to an after party and I'll be half asleep at the after party.
I believe that.
There's my beer right here.
Oh man. And, yep, there goes a trailer for this show.
Nice.
I had a lot of fun with this one. Oh man, folks! Yeah, you guys got to go to Bronx Anime and Comic Expo. Go check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to be there. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to be having fun. Look, nice prices, and kids 12 and under free. That's always a plus.
I'll just do this.
Hi, I'm 12.
And under.
Oh man, lovely. I'm looking forward to this weekend, and you can see all these faces this weekend. See, we're gonna get Jesse to go. You can see all these faces this weekend. Oh man, yeah. Anil will be there. He'll be tabling. Andrew's gonna go, of course, because he likes to come.
That's one of my favorite cons in the city. Yeah.
And of course, the Paul won't be there, but the professor will. So.
Yes. All right.
All right. Andrew, you haven't been on the show in a while, so why don't you tell the people all about you? Go for it.
Oh, hi guys. I'm Andrew Frank Rodriguez. I took a 4-year hiatus for personal reasons. My name is Andrew Rodriguez. I used to work for a couple of known companies, designing games and game assets for people. One of them were, of course, Wizard of the Coast / Dungeons and Dragons. I made a module for their Dungeon Masters guild, and it's not bad if you're into Eberron and the Eberron Adventures. Currently, I'm actually trying to get back into it, and pretty much designing a new game that is kind of be my love letter to 90s, like sci-fi, 90s mecha, adding a little bit of like the old animes that I used to like. I used to go and buy at the convention at VHS tapes. So there's like heavily inspired. A lot of my art has been heavily inspired by that. Going back to my old school roots and looking what I really enjoyed. All the old robot movies like RoboJocks and even Gun Heat from like back in the day. If you didn't even know these names, God bless you. Yeah, like right now I'm currently just designing a game for a couple of companies, and I've been playtesting. Was a playtester for, and well, actually still playtesting with my group who absolutely do. Is that me?
I think it's
Okay. Yeah, I hope it's not a backlash. Oh yeah, so these are like things I've been designing recently, like ships, their pilots. I'm bringing up stories, and I'm also showing like small stories and like researching and kind of making different variations of my writings. So you get like my voice saying a story about what's going to be presented in the game. Oh, that's just tarot cards. Everybody says I have to do one. But yeah, these are like stories of like pretty much beautiful armors, beautiful women, magicians, classic realms. I'm trying to push the narrative of like fantasy and fantasy sci-fi. So like everyone's been doing like a lot of like fantasy that is like very recognized, like very Tolkien. I want to go into like the more abstract. Oh, that's another thing I've been doing with a couple of people. But yeah, these are like great armors that I've been designing.
These things are incredible, Andrew. Really amazing.
Oh yeah, like you see, like this is like me actually coloring because I hardly color, or actually I hardly share my color drawings. But yeah.
Are you doing them by hand? Is everything done by hand, or are you doing them in the computer?
And I'm classically trained and also have very old equipment. So if you can actually see, that's like my old Windows, not old Windows, the old Photoshop. Like I haven't updated in a while. Yeah, that's the old Photoshop. I'm in the school of you use what you have to get your goals met.
That's beautiful work.
Yeah, that was just a pen.
Look at the detail on this.
Yeah.
Those eggs are gorgeous.
Yeah, like I've been working on games for like a long time, and like my background is working at conventions. So like starting as an artist, I've always experienced other artists, and I got like a lot of like feedback from friends that I've met throughout all the years. All of them just try to push me into like artwork and actually putting my stuff out there. And I didn't start really drawing professionally until like 2015. Yeah, so like that's how I met Ralph from and then a bunch of friends like Ralph who pretty much were like, Andrew, you have to do this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm also like, I also played, like I said, I played Dungeons and Dragons, and that's like heavily inspired by that as well. I played a lot of other obscure tabletop RPG games, and so that right there is a client who wanted me to draw his character.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. A lot of my work does go to clients. A lot of a lot of it's been inspired from like just like mechs that I like. From like, they're just weird. I don't know. I admit it. Some of these mechs I draw, it's just weird. Like that one right there is like a frog.
Yeah, but it's
I
still the
love-
whole
I love
sci-fi
mechs based
thing, man.
Animal-based mechs are awesome for me. Like every time I see them, I'm just like,
It's there's just like it's like one of my biggest dreams right now is if I get one of my mechs into a gun plot, so people could actually build them. I'll be like, okay, I've done it. I've made it. You know,
That'd be really cool.
Yeah,
and
these
like
are
just
these are
just
prime for
like
3D printing, definitely.
Yeah, man, your ink work is stellar, dude.
Yeah.
and the thing is like people ask me like, well, what really has kept me out of like getting into more of the mainstream is that I've just been like facilitating clients' work and also so preoccupied with like creating games for my people. Oh, that's a guillotine. I made that out of I made that. That's my morbid sense of humor. So yeah,
This stuff reminds me of like Joe Johnstone from the Star Wars sketchbook. It's really cool. I mean, the detail he had in his drawings for the first Star Wars reminds me a lot of this really cool stuff. Andrew, amazing.
thanks. Oh, like the cool thing is like the 3 games that I designed. One was called Boss Rush 2001 XX, and it's pretty much a game world that was heavily inspired by old video games. And so people who grew up with like old like Metal Slug games and stuff, I tried my best to like kind of focus on that kind of artwork, but I still have to have my little say in it. So and I create a bunch of that's my hobby. I don't even sell those. Those are my hobby. Like I make these for my that's for my game. So like I don't even sell them. I just made them for myself. I just pulled out 2 pieces.
I like how humble he is, but if you see these things, they're complicated.
that's my little hobby. No big deal at all.
Exactly. Look, this is just a little hobby right there.
Makes a gorgeous piece of art. Little hobby. That's fine.
Well, it's kind of like I went through the like the YouTube. I went to like the YouTube just tutorials and just Dungeons and Dragons tutorials, and I just got like, I think I could do that. And so like I just started making them. Like that's like a Roman gate that I only used that once. I used it for my game. I painted it for just one day, and it sits on a shelf.
Wow.
That was just for one session. But yeah. But like right now I'm still selling 2 of my games. I'm still selling the one game called Boss Rush 2001, and it's pretty much like a great homage of like you creating a robot, a human, an operator, a drone. You can play all these different types. So you're pretty much in a post-apocalyptic setting of different nations like fighting each other. Oh yeah, that's more of my just chilling out with my. I think I still have that around here. That's just stuff that I have around. But yeah, that's what I really do. Like I love the tank. I love drawing tanks. Love drawing big wheels. This is all these little guys that I make. You could thank Shadow Cat, Shadow Luis. You could thank
Shadow
Luis because me and talking. Yeah, Shadow Rabbit. You could thank me and Luis talking to each other for like Luis was like my friend at the conventions, and he goes, it's not that hard to make, and I'm just watching him making. It's like I'll try, and then like I made a couple of them, and like, yeah, no, I don't need this. I don't need to do this. And like anytime I see Luis, I need a character, and I'm going to tell you right now, Shadow Rabbit. Those are the ones I made, and I stopped doing those. I was like, but I was like, I just rather buy it from Luis. So like, if you go to Shadow Rabbit made me like all my handmade guys. So like I say, hey, can you build me another mini? Here's $40. Can you make me a mini? Yeah. Yeah, these are like just robots that I made and stuff like that. Hopefully, some of them will make it in the book, some of them won't. Hopefully, some of them will make the cut, some of them won't. I also have stat based on these characters as well, and stats on the mechs. That's the logo for the game and everything else. Yeah, that's showing me drawing it. I think it was like a heavy metal Harlan phase or something.
Nice.
But yeah, I was just like just getting it in there. But no, I didn't share I don't share I didn't share I just left. I took 4 years off just to take care of my family business, and then right now I'm back. So I told when I'm ready to come back. I started working. Right now I'm working on another game with a friend of mine. Hopefully I could get an announcement because he is working. He is going to Gen Con, and he is definitely working for Wizard of the Coast for that. So I could say, hey, the module that I play tested and worked on and actually put my drawings in, it's going to be in this module. Hopefully, by the end of August, I can show some of that.
Look at this map. Whew.
I mean, the pencils are amazing too. I mean, this is incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, that pencil you had of the girl in the robot suit, it was just incredible before you started inking it, you know? Just amazing.
Yeah,
I like seeing the behind the scenes stuff. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I really would. I used to like find a bunch of I would buy remember Hobby Japan back in the day, magazines back in the day, Hobby Japan.
Oh yeah.
I would just open them up, and they would always have great looking Gundam models, but they also had other mechs from other old Japanese series and stuff like that. And I just crafted them out and just figured them out. So that's my big advice about drawing these robots and all these heavy details. Just find a couple of references that you like and a couple of comics that you like. If this is the style you like, you should really focus on that style. But you shouldn't focus so much that you lose your own style. But the maps are crazy. The maps, that's how I got into the business. I was selling maps all the time, and then that's how I got recognized to do a game module. And then that game module sent me to a course to get another game, and then another game. So I haven't done a comic book in about 10 years, and I've been exclusively doing game style content. So, and what's really different between writing a comic book and writing a game or a tabletop game is the amount of time you're putting in just to get one project done. Because sometimes it'll take 5 months. 3 of my games took years, 2 or 3 years before I saw any kind of profitable feedback. So if you're really into tabletop gaming, you have to expect the long haul. Or you can work for a company that just cranks out with other 100 artists, and you can get your game out for 3 to 6 months. Indie the difference between indie gaming and the big I actually have to say they're the big one, the big D&D, the main dudes, is pretty much the resources that they gave you. When I worked for my module for them, I was it's a great story. I think I told it before. I think I told it to Ralph. I had a friend of mine. It was COVID. I was at my last dollar. Literally, I only had $20 in my pocket. Had a friend of mine who introduced me to another friend of his. And my friend goes, "Hey, read the script." And I read the script, and I was noticing hey, I'm noticing a couple of these cities because I've played Eberron for a while. I was a big fan of Richard Baker's books back in the day. And I said, "Is this Eberron?" And he kind of gave me the smile because Eberron that's the game that was the steampunk version of D&D. And when the steampunk version of D&D didn't show up in fourth edition, except for maybe one game, what mostly happens in Dungeons and Dragons or even Wizard of the Coast is that they'll regulate it to an open license game, and so that you can work it from there, then come back. But when 5th edition came out, and then COVID, a lot of those books went to the back burner. However, while everybody was in lockdown, a lot of work had to get done, and a lot of people were sitting down, and it was like probably the best time in the world just to sit down and play a D&D game. And so like there was an influx of tabletop games that to which all hands were on deck. And it was I mean, imagine you're sitting, you think it's the end of the world, and you get your first break. It was like,
Yeah.
you know, it was like, oh, okay. So, and then of course, like I said, my morbid thought was like, oh shit, so it really is the end of the world. Thank you. You know, like I'm going out, you know, things go, you know. So
With a bang.
I'm going out with a bang already. Like I made it. Thank you, God. You know, like I made it.
Right.
So while the lockdown was over, I came out of that with like a lot of games and a lot of experience and a lot of just like, I mean, I got an art director's credit for 2 of those books that I did. So I was like, and the funny thing is like, they asked me, oh, so what school you went to? And I was like, I went to culinary school.
I love when he's talking to somebody and he's like, I went to culinary school, and they look at the art and they're looking at him going, huh?
I'm cooking up some robots for you.
Right? Dude, congratulations, man. Those are awesome wins.
Oh yeah.
That's huge.
The weird thing is it was during the worst time of human history. And so you didn't know. It was like, okay, so like I said, I'm like, I've been in the industry so long that you get accustomed to rejection and not really recognize when you've done things. So when you look back, oh yeah, I did work for those guys.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's exactly how this industry is. Like, oh, I did something, and it shows up 2 years later, and you're like, look, see, I did something.
But yeah, the cool thing is like right now it's like basically Gen Con season, and so like
that's this weekend, right?
It's this weekend, but I can't afford to go to Indianapolis unless I was working
for a while too. So
yeah. If they had me working as like maybe a moderator of a game, I would have definitely like paid no expense. Hell, I would have like just gone there, sleep in the car, like a lot of people do anyway. It just got in.
That's what we do. We go to the conventions, we sacrifice, we try to get you the stuff out there, folks. Come on, you got to support us.
So like when I see like guys doing fantasy books, and like when I see guys do like time encounters, I'm like, okay, so I have this game idea. Oh, Nani, okay, can I have all the like stats for those bestiary? You're looking at me like, what are you talking about? Oh no.
I gotta say, I understand exactly where you're coming from because as a DM, as soon as I see a project, I'm like, I wonder if they got the stats for this.
They all do kind of have in my head. They're not like official, but you know when I
knew you were gonna say that, Neil.
Yeah. I know who can beat who in what kind of fight. Yeah.
Oh man! So Jesse, why don't you tell the people all the good stuff?
Oh my gosh! Hey guys, Jesse here. I am the publisher of ArcPunk Comics and the writer, creator, illustrator, mangaka of Ashes of Eden. Ashes of Eden is a little tale about humanity wiped from the face of the earth because we done messed up. And now humanity resurfaces to a new dawn. Brave explorers called Terra Divers search for these magic crystals that keep their villages and family alive. It looks like the counter literally just switched from 16 days to 15 days left of the campaign. Woo! All right, here we go. And one day on a dig, our brave hero here, Ash, his dig goes horribly wrong, and instead of unearthing one of these ancient crystals, he unearths a girl from a forgotten civilization. And now Ash and Eden, this girl, have to team up and start to peel back the lies of what they've been told this world really is. Outrunning a secret society that's hell-bent on erasing the past. So could be considered topical.
Oh, I gotta stop you for a second because now that I see this guy here right there, I want a story with him.
Oh, this guy here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it's based on like a 14-year-old me.
Because this is so cute.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's like a little chibi version of Ash.
Chibi Jesse. Oh.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I want to give him the 4,000 for lemonade.
The therapist is in for 4,000.
So this is what you were trying to show us last week. I mean, Monday. Last week,
on Monday.
Monday. There you go. I'm losing track of time.
I was going to say, Lucy only charged a nickel, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's 4,000 coming through.
Listen. You can't put a price on good art. So yeah, we just unlocked our first stretch goal. We passed 2,000. Technically, we passed enough to unlock the second one, but we're going to release that tomorrow. I'm building the package and the announcement that'll release tomorrow. And that's a really cool reward. I'm so excited about these stretch goals, guys. I love kind of the point where you fund in the campaign and you can kind of just have fun with it and like, let's make some new cool stuff that like brings you into the world a little bit more. So we have that first reward that just opened. It's you back it, you get your name in the digital deluxe version of the book. So you're immortalized in comic production history forever. The reward we're about to release is actually one of my favorite ones. It's you get to be in the book if you back this upcoming reward. You literally sit down with me, design a character together, or just like let me go free reign and draw you into the book, and you'll be a permanent resident of Crater Song, the island that Ash and Eden live on in this story. I'm excited for those new stickers. We have the infamous Stygian one, the monster of this world, coming to life in sticker form, and that Magic the Gathering playtest pack. Oh, I'm so excited for that to get you. Every backer, if we unlock that, every backer is going to receive 4 random playtest cards with a legendary foil creature included.
You're only 600 away from that. I mean, sorry, you're only 200 away from that.
We're only 200 away from that. I'm really excited to get you those Magic cards because I'm a huge Magic the Gathering fan myself. I have my Final Fantasy Cloud Commander deck right there. So I wanted to do something for Ashes of Eden in that way too, to get it in your hands, make it tactile, have fun playing with it. Because this is a world full of magic and full of truly it's based in a proposed future of our world, and I think there's real magic in our everyday mundane lives that sometimes we're just too preoccupied to see. And the story of Ashes of Eden, it's kind of like, well, all those distractions have been wiped clean, so like now you get to see the real magic that's actually in our world, as they kind of like repopulate humanity, and in that sort of digging into the secrets that are sort of kept from humanity for all these eons too. And kind of I'm dipping into spoiler territory, but kind of like who's been keeping those secrets from us. We get to face them now too, so it's going to be a fun little romp down world mythology lane. digging up some cool things from the past. We're gonna hit concepts like Atlantis. We're gonna hit concepts like Lumeria, the lost civilizations. We're gonna dip our toes into biblical and I guess other religious studies to see like where do those really come from. And none of this, mind you, none of this is to discredit anyone's faith, but really just sort of embolden your own identity around the campfire together. Yeah, that's the Stygian one. I'm really excited for you guys to get to meet that monster because the cliffhanger of issue 1 is like, oh, he shows up. And there's a couple of catch-up bundles here too where you get issue 1 and issue 2. Just trying to get you as much fun stuff for a pretty reasonable price to just welcome you into this world.
I love this artwork. I think like also your placement of your panels is really creative from what I'm seeing from the limited exposure, which is really fun for me to look at.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I wanted to play with some kind of esoteric shapes because a lot of this story was written with me sort of breaking away from the ideologies and like religions that I was raised in, and sort of finding paths of like where they maybe originally came from. And then, I think anyone who goes on a self discovery journey or a soul seeking journey, they just discover kind of like what resonates for them. And that's kind of what happened with me. So I wanted to make a book that, created heroes that are a little bit more mindful and thoughtful and maybe less set in these rigid ways that we all kind of end up, growing up with. Because on the other side of that, you sort of find yourself. And that's the kind of heroes I wanted to write in this book, that encourage you to like, hey, when the world's telling you like to go one way, but it feels wrong, like you have the confidence to kind of stand still and say, no, I'm going to do what's right. At least for me. Yeah. Oh, that's a fun reward. If you are a fellow comic creator, you can back that reward and get a variant cover commissioned by me for a pretty insane discount, and you get all the fun stuff. I'm throwing everything in for you too, from issue 1.
I gotta say, some people when they do this tier, they just go $450 and I'll do your cover, and they don't get nothing else.
No, you get everything, and then some. And then some things I didn't even talk about. I'm throwing those in too. Like I'll give you an anime portrait of yourself, or up to you and a friend, or you and a family member. You can show off all your beauty in anime form.
See, that's what I like, right there.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to kind of peel back the onion layer on what those pillars really are. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, look at that. That is awesome, man.
Thank you.
That is beautiful.
I appreciate that. Yeah, so when these pages are next to each other in the book, it'll be a triangle pointing up and a triangle pointing down, and it's a little nod to like as above, so below.
Mm.
So we're sneaking in some like hermetic principles, just like the foundational rules of like how the universe works that most organized schools of thought are either like hiding behind layers of dogma or rules. So we're just gonna like sprinkle it out in the front a little bit for you. Oh yeah, and this part's kind of fun. He's like getting the crap kicked out of him by this monster in these preview pages, but then he like sees the mural and gets a clue and literally pulls out starts writing notes in a notebook mid getting
his ass kicked.
Yeah. So it's like, oh man, who is this goofy kid? He's gonna start taking notes while he's getting his butt handed to him. But that's kind of like the MacGyver superpower that he has. It's his mind.
Mm-hmm.
His mind works a little different than everybody else in town. And they maybe think he's a goofball or a weirdo, but it ends up saving the day more than once.
Love that. And I'm happy you offer the book one as a bundle, because that's definitely what I'll be getting.
Heck yes, man. Yeah, these are a couple of past conventions we did. This is Anime NYC. This is NYCC, kind of crammed together. Just to show people having fun with the book.
Will you be going this year? Because I know it's in the August 26th, right?
Yeah, I'm on the wait list. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what they say. We had some fun rewards from our Power Ranger friend Dwayne Cameron. Reviewed the book. Pretty happy about that.
That's sick.
So we're working on getting the word out there to.
If he's the Yellow Ranger,
He's the Mercury Ranger. So
Mercury Ranger. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was on his line.
Yeah.
Well, out of all the Power Rangers in my volunteer days, like all the Rangers, I've met all of them.
They're great.
Yeah.
Oh, these beautiful faces are our team. Those are the people that help. If they don't directly touch Ashes of Eden, they help in other ways behind the scenes. Like Celeste is our chief financial officer. She makes sure that I make the right money decisions.
He makes the money moves.
Elaine is our editor. She makes sure I spell things right. And to her credit, the only typo in book one that went to print was a page I added after her. So that was proof to me that we need her. Tui, our executive producer, he's actually the head of V7 Comics, and he's an old buddy and an old collaborator of mine that behind the scenes kind of helps galvanize whether an idea is like worth it or not. And this is my dear brother, Ori, who he's credited as a writer here. He's a writer in his day-to-day life, but he's actually becoming a colorist for this book.
So those colors were his?
These colors are mine, but in future titles, he's starting as a flatter, and then we're gonna move him into shading after that. But that's Eden. That's a good pick of Eden right there. When we first meet her. Pardon the scantily clad scenario.
I see nothing.
I see nothing. I see nothing wrong. But yeah, it's those 80s action movie moments where Arnold Schwarzenegger time travels and
I don't know, man. It's anime based.
Yeah,
I expect stuff like that. So,
but it's still geared for a good 11 to 12-year-old. I think there's minimum gratuitousness.
I just walked into an anime store today. That's fine. You're fine.
I think we're doing okay.
You're fine.
Comparatively, we're good.
That was really tasteful, man.
We try to be, and then you got to be equal in this term. So Ash is going to have his moments too. We're our lady readers are I wouldn't say fans.
All the anime mommies out there, they want their daddies.
Hey, listen. Exactly. But yeah, we're having a lot of fun with it. I'm really, really stoked that we hit 100% funding on day one, and now it's just about taking the rest of this campaign and treating it as an event that is just a fun way to bring this to people that maybe haven't heard about it yet.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
I love the dual cover.
What's up?
I love the two covers.
Oh yeah. That's the featured reward right now is actually issue 1 and issue 2 in their premium form, where it's lenticular. So you'll be able to turn it and get kind of the flavor of transformation that's going to happen in this issue. Yeah.
You'll be autographing these, right, Jesse? Or do I have to come and beg you when I see you at the next one?
No. I got you, man.
Thanks.
I got you. When you it'll show up. I think it'll be a question in your.
Do you want to or not to? It makes sense.
Right.
Some
exactly.
people don't like it. Yeah.
Some people don't. I actually got a complaint once before of like, hey, you sent me an autographed book and I didn't want it signed. And I was like, okay, well, screw me. All right.
I don't know. It's just like it's kind of like signing a piece of artwork, you know. It's the same. Yeah.
So I sent them an unsigned copy too, and I'm like, you know what? Have fun.
Yeah.
I want you to be happy.
Oh man. All right, Mr. Paul, it's your turn.
Thanks, Raphael. So I am the creator of Time Enforcers. Time Enforcers is an interactive digital comic and role-playing video game that makes learning history fun. And this originally came out of an idea that happened because of COVID, and I saw the issues that were occurring with students learning in a virtual environment and how experiencing myself with my son, how much I really hated history because it was awful. And that's not like me because I love history. So I figured there's got to be a better way to deliver history to kids without them realizing that they're learning about it. And that's where Time Enforcers came about. The idea is it's a time travel game. It's really meant for kids to go back in time and learn about those eras where the game takes place. And so the setup for episode 1 is there are temporal disturbances in the Time Force. And the Galactic Space Time Consortium, led by H.G. Wells and C.T. Huygens, need to figure out what's going on. So they call in the Time Enforcers to come to the aid. And your first Time Enforcer they interact with in the role-playing game is Kaizen. And Kaizen is a samurai warrior from ancient feudal Japan. So you go back in time to 1453 to figure out what's going on. And so the disturbances take place around Kyoto. Kaizen goes in there, tries to figure it out, and before he knows it, he's actually launched into the temporal realm to confront more enemies. The game is really built around not only a role-playing game, but it also has cinematic experiences as well. So there's fully animated and voiceover characters that are talking on screen. We really wanted to make this an opportunity for learners of all ages to experience this without having to worry about reading everything on the screen. So like a regular comic book, you got your word and thought balloons, but you'll have voiceovers annotating the word and thought balloons in real time. So you can listen and read as you go along. And I think that's critically important, especially for anyone, kids or adults who have a hard time reading. They can actually experience this and not have to worry about it. And then so the thing about Time Enforcers is I really want to make this all-encompassing. It's really meant to be like almost a chapter book approach. There is a table of contents that as you go through it, the chapters are not highlighted, so you have to experience each chapter as you go through. The table of contents becomes active, and the chapters you visited will be, you'll be able to play them at a later date. So if for some reason you don't complete the whole game in one sitting, you can leave, come back, and start where you left off. And so with that, there's a learning aspect as well. And there's a character in the game called the Inquisitor. You see her right there on the screen. You run into her as Kaizen. You got to figure out what's going on and to answer questions regarding history. So the Inquisitor will throw questions at you that are historical in nature. No need to worry about internet connection. Everything in the game is provided for the answers. And you do go to this handy device called the Chronoton. The Chronoton is actually a lot like a Pip-Boy from Fallout, but it's actually developed by H.G. Wells and C.T. Huygens, where it'll not only transport you back in time, but also provide the answers to all the Inquisitor's questions. So really meant to be a self-composing game. You don't have to worry about going outside of it at all. And you can experience the whole thing. And I was kind of joking earlier with Anil, but we do have an alternate ending. So if you go through the game and finish it one way, there's actually an Easter egg if you do beat Chronolith at the end. So it's really meant to be a lot of fun. It's meant to engage, whoever plays it, kids of all ages. You can learn something more about history. I'm not a historian. I don't purport to be a historian, but I do like history. And whatever information I find for this game, I provide as a reference, either in the game itself, and there's a copy of the references on our website as well. You can see it at the top of the screen where it says references. So we provide links to all the sites we go to where we found the information. They're from reputable sites like Britannica or History.com or the Smithsonian. And then I'll branch off and look at smaller sites that are definitely niche according to the history of certain areas. And I found some really cool stuff, dealing with that. I mean, samurai warriors were known as to be warriors on horseback, which I don't think a lot of people knew. And they actually mastered the art of warfare on horseback to an art form. It was really cool. And some of these sites I found and research, it just amazed me what these guys were doing with swords on horseback and the acrobatics they were doing in terms of trying to fight enemies. So my fascination, with this, I hope will spark the curiosity of people who play this and want to learn more about it. And that's really the whole premise behind what Time of Forces is really all about. It's meant to be a launch pad for learning. And I really am proud that I am providing this, because I hope that people will appreciate it and realize it's something more than just a video game. This is really an opportunity to learn and not realize you're learning while you're playing.
Love it, love it, love it.
That's gorgeous work.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I started playing it a few days ago. I have to say it's beautiful to look at. It's very intuitive to play. It's very entertaining. It's incredibly cheap for what you're getting on the App Store. I play it on mobile, and I'm really happy about the experience so far. And
Thanks, Anil. Please leave a review. I didn't build a review into it, but the more reviews I get, more feedback I get. I mean, I look for feedback, positive and negative. I mean, I'm currently building episode 2 now, and I really want to make it better. I really want to make this a foundation for expansion. And episode 2 is a blast. It's going to be featuring Amelia Earhart and her modified Vega 6 3D. So not only can she fly the plane over Kansas, but she'll be able to transport herself and Togo and Detective Nico Time to the temporal realm, so that she can fight Chronolith and his enemies. Because I'm not going to say, but she's got to go back to the temporal realm to figure out what's going on. So I'll leave it at that. If you haven't played the game, I don't want to start dipping into what's going to happen. Anyway, like I said, we're introducing new characters as well with episode 2. We have Amelia Earhart, who really was an amazing woman. She was not only an aviator, which was ahead of her time. She was the first woman to fly across the Atlantic. She was also an entrepreneur, and I think a lot of people miss that. And she really was a woman ahead of her time. And bringing her to light in terms of that different aspect of who she was, I think is really important, especially for inspiration for kids and especially girls. The other characters we're introducing is Togo, who a lot of people may know from the Disney movie. He was the sled dog that led the Serum Run in 1925 for the kids that had diphtheria in Alaska. And he was actually the winner of our contest last summer. We had offered up a choice for entrants to figure out, okay, who's going to be the next character that's going to appear, and Togo won. So I'm pretty excited about that. Togo's going to have like a little headpiece so he can talk in English, and then things will happen to the headpiece where we won't be able to talk anymore. So it's going to be the kind of fun stuff I'm looking to do with this. And then the other character we're looking at is Detective Nico Time. And he's a character that came out as an inspiration from the film noir detective series like Sam Spade and Philip Marlowe or Johnny Dollar of the 30s and 40s. And Detective Nico Time appears in total grayscale. He's going to be, essentially a character that interacts with the real world, but whenever he touches something, it turns to grayscale itself. And so, devising weapons for these characters. I don't like to make an ultra violent game because this is really geared for players of any age. And so there is a level of violence, but it's very moderate. Trying to figure out a weapon for Nick was kind of fun. I thought, Gumshoe Detective, that's kind of cool. So Gumshoe Debilitator is going to be the weapon that Nick uses. It's actually a magnifying glass that spits out blobs of bubble gum at enemies and incapacitates them in their place. So that's what Nick is going to use to start, hold the enemies back so he can progress through the levels. And that's going to be the role-playing aspect for episode 2, in addition to being able to fly. Amelia's playing kind of like the old Galaga experience that we used to play when we were kids in like the 80s and 90s. It'll have the same experience. We're going to be flying over the fields of Kansas or the temporal realm and shooting down, enemies of Chronolith, which is kind of fun.
Heck yeah,
Yeah,
man.
showing off all the beautiful stuff that he's been up to.
Yeah, did you get the Shadow Rabbits thing yet? Because I know that Andrew was talking about that, but Shadow.
I can show you Shadow. Hold on.
Yeah, Shadow did a statue for Kaizen, which is amazing. And Andrew, to be honest with you, if I saw this drawing of Kaizen, I think it'd be really cool for you to do something like him. It's just the detail Shadow did on this statue is just freaking awesome. I'm not going to swear. I'm sorry.
That is really beautiful.
Yeah,
especially the barding and the different.
Yeah, the kilt he did. It looks like it's moving. It's just amazing. It's so cool. And you can accessorize. You can take the sword out or put it back in his hands. It's kind of fun. So, really amazing.
I like watching him when he gets really creative.
Yeah, he's chomping at the bit for Nick. So once I get enough money, I'll commission him to do that one next. But yeah, this is the fun. This is the spin-off that I like to see happening. If you go back to my page on Instagram for a second, Ralph, I think you might have showed it, but another thing I've been doing with artists, especially, is asking them to interpret, your vision of a Time Enforcer's character. So I have this thing going on. It's like, how would you draw a Time Enforcer's character? I've asked several artists to contribute to it, and it's gone over really well. I'm stockpiling a lot of different art now. I'm trying to get it up on social media, but I've been really consumed with the programming aspect of episode 2. But asking people, how would you draw one of my characters? It's always cool to see what they come up with. And I'm really looking for different interpretations than what I do. And that's really the fun part that I like, is engaging the artwork, artist community and seeing what they do and really trying to promote them as well at the same time. I think it's really important to give back that way, give, people who may not be known an opportunity, to get known more. So. Yeah, Javier did a great job of the Inquisitor. I actually gave this to my daughter. She loved it because she voice acted the Inquisitor in the game.
Hey, that's cool.
I bought Javier's book way back when, gave it to my nephew who's now like, wow, he graduated from SVA.
Yeah.
But he, when Javier first get, how he smiled, because my nephew always had this kind of resting, very serious face.
Yeah.
But hey, man, read this book, and he enjoyed it. But I mean, right now he's older now, but Javier always had these really cool books.
Yeah,
but
he's
the
sweetest guy too. I enjoyed meeting with him. Just the nicest guy, really is. So. And then, episode 3. I mean, I got works for episode 3 going on. You saw Kaiju Brooklyn. I'm not tipping anything off because I've been telling different people. But in episode 2, Amelia, Nick, and Togo are going to see a giant figure coming at them through the temporal realm as they're going into it. So coming out of it, there's going to be a huge figure coming through. And that is probably going to be a Kaiju. And the main character feature in episode 3 is a character called Benjamin Banneker. He's actually an African-American, lived during the American Revolution, knew Thomas Jefferson. He invented the first wooden clock, which just blew my mind when I started researching him. It's like, this guy's actually made for my game. I just love it. So he invented the first wooden clock, but he's also a surveyor of Washington. So if you can imagine what's going to happen, he's going to be surveying Washington, and then all heck's going to unleash.
You know what the cool thing? His maps, because his maps are probably one of the most detailed maps of the early from. He went from Boston all the way to half of Appalachia, when you could literally get lost in Appalachia, and up to Louisiana. He literally all 13 states, and then also the Louisiana Purchase. And these are these detailed maps. I don't know. I'm not sure if the man was a surveyor, but he was one of the best map makers you would ever see that Washington had. Looking at these maps, yeah.
I mean, he invented that clock with no knowledge. He just invented it himself. Guy was a genius. I don't care how you define genius. That's how you define it. It's just amazing. So, and that's really the point of what I'm trying to do with this game, is bring to light those characters we don't normally learn about in history class. You learn about the American Revolution. You learn about, if you're lucky, Vietnam. I mean, when I went to school, Vietnam was hush-hush, and you never learned about it. I think it's such a pivotal point in our history, but there's so many other things that are just so glossed over just because there's no time. And I figured, why can't we just do something that brings these unknown facts to light, make it fun for players to learn about, and if they want to learn more about it, I give them all the links to go and learn on their own. So
it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy because Lewis and Clark was using a map that was drawn by the man, because no one had ever surveyed it after. So they were using his old maps.
Oh wow,
that's
to get to a point, and then they got lost.
That's so freaking. I didn't know that. That's great, Andrew. I'm going to have to know
Yeah,
that.
you know how you walk out. You know how you play video games and you go out of bounds. That's really what happened to Lewis and Clark. They went out of bounds, and they're like, "Oh."
Yeah. No, I'm just loving this. I just love the whole experience. This is something that I think I've been working for my whole career to get to. It's just, people say you do the whole thing on your own. It's like, I've been doing this for like 35 years. I mean, marketing, I've been doing 35 years. I originally went to art school, studied graphic design, but really had a passion for illustration. And then, the whole gaming aspect, I've been a gamer for as long as I can remember. I go back to like the Nintendo 8-bit games, the Atari games, Pong. Mm-hmm. I mean, I played freaking Bugs Bunny on Atari 8 for like hours to get to the last level. It's just dumb. But anyways, I'm obsessive about it. It's so cool. Yeah, I just love it. So
that's my Zelda shirt right there.
I love it.
So you folks got to go check it out, man. Because
same mindset as me. This is so much fun. I can't tell you, Raphael, how much fun I have on this show. It's really a blast. So.
See that guy right there? He's having a lot of fun with history. So you should go have a lot of fun with history.
You can tell he loves it when you open the game. It's like, this is,
Oh, definitely.
Weird question. Like back in our, I don't want to say because I'm dating myself, but when I grew up, there was really like just Carmen Sandiego because I don't remember anything else.
No, that was it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I really didn't remember like anything that really taught me history, except not even my history teachers. Like we really were kind of like we really were like not taught a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I really believe that history serves a foundation for learning. It really opens up pathways for breaking down barriers of I hate to say it, I'm going to say just breaking down barriers between cultures. I mean, the more you learn about people and their differences, the more you appreciate who they are and a better understanding. And I think that's where a lot of the problems happen with people. It's just like they have these preconceived ideas and there's no basis for them. Whereas if they have an understanding of what's going on, I think people are a lot more sympathetic and they're a lot more understanding. And then that just, I think, will, make things a lot easier in my mind, and to dismiss history, I think it's a big problem because there's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, looking at what Michael Oden did with freaking Elysian Fields, it's like,
oh my God, beautiful.
It's amazing. I mean, it's just like my mouth is watering at this stuff, and then I look at other books, just dealing with the Crusades or looking at the Dark Ages or looking at even Da Vinci and freaking Michelangelo. People don't appreciate what these guys did. I mean, their artwork's beautiful, but they were incredible geniuses when it came to like architecture and science and innovation during the 1400s. I mean, it's just amazing what these people did, and I just think all gets swept under the rug.
And here's my take about history. You have history that we do kind of accept, and then you have history that's being taught on YouTube that is like, oh, have you heard about this new empire or this old empire? And they're like, what? Oh yeah, this whole empire, they used to control everything. And like, no, because that's not real. People used to hire artists who worked very hard to make magnificent buildings. Then you knocked it down and built squares.
True.
And like, no, it wasn't a lost technology. It was, you broke it down for something efficient and it didn't work. Now put it back. Oh, we lost that information and how to build it. That's your fault too. Like here's the thing. Like if you think about history and you think about Dungeons and Dragons, like half the stuff that we have in Dungeons and Dragons, half the stuff we have in role playing is like people running through people's old ruins and saying, "How do we did that? It was lost. Something happened."
Yeah.
And so what I love about
that's literally the basis of Ashes of Eden.
Right. So like any game I've played, any book I've read, that is basically we are running out of like information, but right now I don't, like I said, when I grew up, the only thing I had was World of Worlds Carmen San Diego.
Yeah.
Or Luigi is missing. Or was it Mario's missing? The history thing? Or yeah, those are like the two things that really taught us history back in the day.
No, we need this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If I have to go through the iceberg one more time about this,
it really does. Yeah.
there's an ice wall. No, it's not. It's flat. No, it's not. You like
Oh, man. And see, and that's why fantasy games like fantasy stories like Anil's and Jesse are important because we kind of see life again, and it brings all this stuff up.
I love it.
And of course, Anil, one more time, tell the people where they can find you. I'm showing them where they can see you on Saturday. You tell them all the good stuff.
Yeah, I'll be there Saturday. My company is Slow Comics. I'm hoping to have it be a publishing company, not just for my book, but for any other nature-based comic book stories and arts. Slowcomics.com is my website. I'm also Slow Comics on Instagram. I think slow_comics on TikTok. We just got started on there, so not so many things up, but
Nice.
we're trying to build up. But yeah, if you want a copy of the book, you can just go on slowcomics.com. You can definitely find it there. And yeah, you have here our ensemble cast. It's very much, I grew up with those ensemble cast films, Guy Ritchie, Tarantino, things like that. So this is like if Quentin Tarantino made a Studio Ghibli film, you might end up with something like
that.
Yeah.
What a cool pitch.
Yeah, it's a really fun time. It has that chaotic energy of those films, but also the classic fantasy aspects that you would want to expect in a story like that. So it's a really good time.
Nice,
Definitely
man.
check it out. And if you are in the city and you can come to the Bronx on Saturday, I'll be happy to see you guys there.
It's awesome.
See, folks, gave you all the places to see them, and you can see them in person on Saturday, especially because we are going to be hanging out at Bronx Anime, and of course there'll be other friends who will be there, like our friend Izzy, who's an official sponsor of the Bronx Anime.
Hey.
Yeah. So you guys can go say hi to Izzy. I think he'll be tabling there as well. And there are going to be a lot of people there that we know, and they're going to be hanging out. They're going to be doing cosplay. They're going to be showing their wares. Look at my wares. And this thing's going to be a blast, folks. I'm just showing you a little bit of all the people that are going to be there. There's our pals from Food Stamps. Great book. You guys can check them out there at Bronx Anime. And dude, this is just look at all these beautiful people that are going to be there. And a lot of them we actually know. We know Spineworks. Look,
it's funny.
There's Manny.
Hey, Manny.
Yeah, this is one of the few cons that actually, aside from the artists, actually, promote vendors as well. This is cool. I mean, this is a great job they're doing, I have to say. Really cool.
Yeah, they promote an artist alley too. Yeah. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah, look at all the beautiful people, folks. So that's why you guys need to be there at Bronx Anime. Look, even our friend is there showing off her cosplay. Sumi the bunny. Sumi the bunny. Sumi the bunny. Yeah. Yeah, folks. Lots of fun. Be there. Look, see?
Hey.
That
guy now.
He's not in cosplay though. It's a disappointment.
Yeah, so this is what I meant. Like, this is how it originally looked, and you can kind of see the difference, right, when it's like this. So
dude, yeah, you can totally see the difference. Watch, I'm going to show you guys right now. Watch. Boom.
Oh, now I'm in the world. Now I'm in.
And I gotta say that when I look at this, I'm like, dude, I want to go check that guy out.
Yeah.
If you scrunch down and you'll actually look like a hobbit too. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, when I'm sitting, it's definitely a hobbit vibe.
I gotta say, I can see it because he was sitting in the regular outfit, but I think in this outfit he'd be like, "Hey, look, it's a hobbit."
Dude, this is the perfect vibe. Like,
you just need like a gray beard, and you'd be Radagast. man.
I'm working on it. I got 2 babies, and they're definitely small.
That'll do it.
No. Earn your grade. Earn that grade.
That's what he's saying. The babies make you have the great. Look at me.
I
It
got
comes with
them
kids.
popping out here and there. They're starting to.
Yeah, that comes with kids. Don't worry about it. You'll
Yeah, see?
what's going on.
I got a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old. They'll be there. They'll be.
Oh, you'll be there. Don't worry. Another year, you'll be all
They're
set.
always in my booth trying to help me make sales.
Too
See,
fun.
that's exactly what you want. You know, you want it to be a whole family experience,
Yeah.
folks.
Right.
So this weekend, you'll see a couple of us there.
Whew.
And if we can convince Jesse to go.
Happy to have you there, Jess.
If there's a table, I'll be there, baby.
Yeah, folks, we're going to have a lot of fun in the Bronx. Come check us out. If you see us there, say hi, and we shall say, put you in the trailer. Because, you know, we do have trailer for every event.
It's awesome. Raphael
Oh, yeah.
does a great job at these events. It's just he visits almost every artist that's available, gives them like a really nice time to promote themselves. It's really incredible what you do, Raphael. Really impressive.
And you do it in a way that like it doesn't even just feel like the generic thing to say is like you make it feel like a conversation, but instead of that you just make it feel like talking to an old friend. It's so cool.
Love it. That's what I try to do.
Like I don't
It's
even
good to hear I'm doing the right thing.
people don't feel like they're even being interviewed. It's like, oh man, Raph's here. We're gonna talk about stuff. This is great.
Yeah, I always have a question, especially as I listen to people, questions pop into my head.
Yeah.
So I'm always going to be like, by the way. So, guys, anything before we go?
If you are around the Jersey City area this Sunday, which I think is after Bronx Anime
Yeah.
Con,
Mhm.
or Bronx Anime and Comic Expo, if you're around Jersey City this Sunday, August 3rd, I will be tabling at Dungeon Books.
Oh, that's right.
Their first in-store signing that they'll be hosting. I think they've been open for about a year now.
Mhm.
It's a beautiful couple. Carrie runs a really tight shop, and you can tell that like this husband and wife team really love sci-fi and fantasy and just like bringing more of these stories to a community. It's a beautiful little shop. Check it out, Dungeon Books. No big deal if you're not there on Sunday, but I'll just happen to be there on Sunday.
What time, Jesse?
Yeah, there they are. Dungeon Books.
What time are you going to be there, though? So if I do go, I'll make sure I see you.
Gotcha. I will likely be there all day long.
I got to say, look, this shop looks interesting.
Oh, they're great. They're great. Lon is one of their event hosts. She also works for the shop. She's great. She actually helped me get onto the shelves, and that's one retail shop that Ashes of Eden is stocked in. So we love them a lot.
It's awesome.
See, look, we can't say we don't help you. There it goes. You saw the front of the store.
Yeah. You know how to get
All
there.
those beautiful books.
Look at all those beautiful books.
Dungeon Crawler Carl, classic.
Oh my God, those books look beautiful.
Yeah, they keep a really pretty shop, and then there's a big D&D room in the back. So it's like small bookshop, big D&D room in the back.
Cool.
So it's a good time. Come on out.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is
like what
my
I'm
neck.
looking at.
Now that I don't live in Queens anymore, this is my neck of the woods. So come say hi. That's Carrie. Carrie's the owner. She's awesome.
See, now you know who to look for. Now you know where the store is.
Right.
So don't say we didn't help you.
No, they're great though. They're great. Come on out if you can.
August 3rd, Sunday. Dungeon Books. Come on. Just right up our alleys. Come on. All right, folks. Of course, we will be at Bronx Anime Comic on Saturday, having fun, hanging out, being in the Bronx, underneath the church, being all epic and fantasy-like.
Right.
So do a quest, head out there, and come hang out.
That is a quest.
It could be a D&D adventure on the way. I'll let you guys know.
Yeah. Right.
Adventurers. You see a bum on the subway.
Yeah.
And he said, "Stay a while and listen." I'm sorry.
Exactly.
If he gives you a riddle, give him a riddle back.
Exactly. Don't
Trade
listen to the
riddles.
riddle. Don't talk to strange people on the subway, people.
Oh, is that it?
Oh man.
I don't know. I feel like the longer you live in this city, the more unhinged you get, and you're like, Oh yeah, I'll join this conversation.
All right, folks. On this show, when it ends, I press the button, and we're stopped.